Kingdom classification was proposed by the Whittaker, that is R.H. Whittaker, in the year of 1969. This is a point to remember, and it is the classification that is based on the cell structure, mode of nutrition, body organization. So these are the 3 points we need to remember. How the classification was divided based on which of the category, that is cell structure, mode of nutrition, how we take the food or how we take the food and prepare it, and also the body organization, whether it is multicellular or unicellular. Let's discuss in detail. Cell structure, that is prokaryotic or eukaryotic, that is it contains membrane bound nucleus or not. So nucleus, prokaryotic means it does not contain any of the any of the nucleus, and it is known as the prokaryotic. And eukaryotic, it contains nucleus and well defined organisms. Okay, and mode of nutrition, that is autotrophic, means it can prepare its own food, whereas heterotrophic, it does not prepare its own food and depend on other for the food. And body organization, unicellular, multicellular. Single cell are known as the unicellular, and more than one cell, it is known as the multicellular. So the 5 kingdom classifications are as follows. The first one is monera, and the second one is protista, and another 3 in the other page. The first, monera. These are the single cell prokaryotics like bacteria and most primitive organisms. Okay, and the protista, these are the single cell eukaryotics. Prokaryotics means without membrane bound nucleus, whereas eukaryotics, they are the membrane bound nucleus, which include diverse organisms like the algae, protozoa, and diatoms. Okay. So the fungi has the multicellular non-green heterotrophs, and they lack chlorophyll such as mushrooms and molds. Okay, and the plantae, we know plantae, it is multicellular green autotrophs such as higher algae and mosses. And fifth one is animalia, the multicellular heterotrophic which lack cellulose and usually exhibit movements like insects, birds, reptiles, and mammals. I have discussed every point like water heterotrophs, water autotrophs, water multicellular, water unicellular organisms in before clips once you check it out. So let's discuss the outline. So organisms first mainly divided into prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So monera, these all come under the prokaryotes kingdom. In eukaryotes, it is divided into 2 types, that is single cell. Unicellular means single cell organisms, whereas multicellular means more than one cell. Okay, in unicellular also more than one cell, with cell wall is present and without cell wall is present. With cell wall means it comes under the fungi or plantae. Without cell wall, that comes under the kingdom plantae. We need to remember this also. Next, when we come to the kingdom monera, this kingdom includes bacteria such as blue-green algae. So blue-green algae, it's also known as a cyanobacteria. Point to remember. And mycoplasma. The organisms are prokaryotic. They do not have defined nucleus and lack membrane-bound organelles. The point to remember is, if it is prokaryotic, it does not contain any of the nucleus or any of the membrane-bound organelles. Some of the organisms have cells, like cell wall, like bacteria and blue-green algae, while others lack cell wall as in the mycoplasma. So in monera also, some of the bacteria have cell wall, and some of them does not have any of the cell wall. So the mode of nutrition, it can be either autotrophic as blue-green algae, and some of the is heterotrophic like when we see in the mycoplasma. So the kingdom monera has bacterium. This is known as the bacterium. See, the bacterium has flagella, and the cytoplasm, the liquid portion is known as the cytoplasm, and the outermost layer is known as the plasma membrane. Before the plasma membrane, we also have cell wall for the protection and strength, and inside that we have DNA. Okay, and outermost layer is known as the capsule, and inside that we also have nucleoid. See, these are the round ones which are known as the nucleoid. Round ones known as the ribosomes, and nucleoid is present in the DNA. Okay, next, and this is anabina. we have discussed, that is blue green algae. It is also known as anabina. So it also has heterocyst for storage of food material. And third one is, this is oscillatoria. These also have dead cells and also trichome. This is mycoplasma. It also contains DNA and also membrane, but it lacks cell wall. Point to be remembered. So the most of the abundant of kingdom monera are bacteria. They are very small, and that is very small, microscopic, that cannot be seen under the microscope also. That is so much small. Unicellular, made up of single cell proteolytic organisms which lack chlorophyll and multiple by fission. So point to be remembered is, these are the proteolytic organisms, that is which they lack chlorophyll, and also they can be divisible by fission, means one cell divided into two cells and two cells again two, and these two cells two. Like this rapid division can be seen, that is multiple type of divisions, multiple fission is seen, multiple fission. And they are very the simplest and the most primitive organisms. Okay, next move on to the another page. So after the protista, the kingdom it also includes unicellular algae and diatoms and protozoans. It also includes these. The organisms in this kingdom are unicellular. Unicellular means made up of single cell. Eukaryotics, well-defined nucleus, and other organisms are also present. Okay, next, kingdom fungi. So the kingdom fungi are non-green, that is they lack chlorophyll. All the green plants have chlorophyll, so they are come under the plantae. But whether it is in fungi, it does not contain any of the green color, so it is lacking chlorophyll. So fungi are made up of slender tubes called hyphae. So this can be seen under the bread. When we keep bread under the without sunlight in a dark room for about 2 to 3 days, then we can see the fungi. When we see it under the microscope, we can clearly observe these type of fungi. This is known as the hyphae. This type of structure is known as the hyphae. This is not the hyphae. I'll show it in the one-shot video. You search it there. Okay. The mass of hyphae which forms an individual is called as a mycelium. I'll explain this in detail in the one-shot video. The fungi are the heterotrophic in nutrition, so they does not prepare their own food and they depend on other for the food material. And the food is obtained either saprophytically from dead and decaying matter or parasitically. That means the mode of nutrition is either autotrophic or heterotrophic. So the mode of nutrition can be autotrophs, that is it can prepare the own food, or it sometimes, like protozoans also, it cannot be prepared their own food and depend on the others. Some protists bear like hair-like cilia. Some like hair-like cilia. Its outside will get like hair-like cilia. See, this is known as a cilia. Hair-like cilia is sometimes present. With like flagella for movement. In some protists like amoeba, movements takes place by pseudopodia. Pseudopodia means like we can see the pseudopodia in amoeba especially. So it is known as a false feet. Because in amoeba, if the food particle is here, so when it sees it, it gradually comes here like this and food is swallowed. Cell wall consists of a tough, complex sugars like chitin. Chitin, like cellulose, it is also another type of chitin. So cell wall is made up of chitin. Some fungi live as symbiotic relationships with the blue-green algae as lichens. So the main point to remember is symbiotic relationship between which of the both two, that is fungi and blue-green algae. It's very important in examination. So example is rhizopus, mushrooms, molds, etc. So this is the about kingdom fungi. So a lichen is a close partnership between an algae and fungi. In before also I have told that the lichen, it is a close partnership between the algae and fungi. The algae cells grow in fungal mycelium and they make food by photosynthesis. And also some of this pass to the fungus. The fungus provides shelter and protection to the algae. Thus both the algae and fungi benefits. So here both mutual understanding is there between the algae and fungi. So this kind of association between two different kinds of individuals where both are beneficial. So here both the algae is beneficial and also the fungus is also beneficial. So it is known as the symbiotic association. It is very important for the examination point of view. So next, the kingdom plantae. This kingdom includes all the organisms which are multicellular, eukaryotic and green autotrophs. Now, again I no need to recall these what are those. The kingdom which consists of green plants, we know, and further divide on the basis of the differentiation of the plant body and based on whether the differentiated plant body has vascular tissues or not. Vascular tissues like phloem or xylem. So these are useful for the food passage and also for the synthesis of proteins. The kingdom plantae, it also includes aquatic thallophytes, that is green, brown, red algae. These are known as the thallophytes, that is aquatic thallophytes, and land plants consisting of bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. Let us go these deep into the next of the coming lessons. Kingdom plant animalia. Despite more than million type of animals inhabited the earth, the animal kingdom is characterized by following common features. Animals are multicellular eukaryotic organisms, but they lack cell wall. Point to be noticed. Okay. So most of the animals have high level of tissue differentiation and many have specialized body organs. So for example, when we take about the humans and animals, they are very well organized and every part of the body is specially made for each of the purpose. So animal nutrition is heterotrophic. So animal nutrition means it cannot make its own food and depend on other for food. They lack photosynthetic pigment, that is chlorophyll. Animal cells lack cell wall. Animal possess the power of locomotion. Locomotion is nothing but movement. In sexual reproduction, animals produce haploid male gametes. Haploid male gametes are nothing but the sperms, point to be noticed, and the female gametes known as the ova. In singular, we can say as the ovum. After the fertilization, the zygote is formed and repeated divisions and differentiation produces the new individual. So this is a reproduction that can be done in the animals. Haploid means only one male gamete is produced, that is sperms. Diploid means two. So haploid means only one. The kingdom Animalia includes sponges, corals, flatworms, roundworms, earthworms, insects, snails, etc. So these all comes under the kingdom Animalia. These are the examples one you need to check. Okay. Next, naming of an organism. Naming of an organism is nothing but nomenclature. So when you are born also, your parents has kept some name. So for every organism which is present on the earth, there will be a nomenclature. It is based on some of the rules. Let us discuss those. So common names that are used to address different organisms are variable and confusing. So in some states we call some of the animals like one name, and in other states they call as another names. So for that purpose, scientists has kept scientific names for every of the organism that is present on the earth. Scientific names of the organism consist of two parts. First is generic name and second one is specific name. So first we have generic name first, and second we have specific name. That is two parts. First one is generic name and second one is specific name. For example, mango. Actually we know as mango, or in Telugu we say as mamidi pandu. But whereas the scientific name of mango is Mangifera indica. So Mangifera indica. While writing also, the first letter should be in capital letter. The specific name, the first letter should be small. So the Mangifera is the generic name and indica is the specific name. Here Mangifera is the genus while Indica is the species. This is called binomial nomenclature and it was given by Linnaeus. Okay, this is also another scientist, Linnaeus, who proposed nomenclature.